Okay, well, what I need you to do is to go back and find this sheet called Factoring Refresher, which is in your notes. We have done set 1. We have done set 4. So in this video, let's focus on set 2, which is called Trinomials, another kind of factoring. Ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is equal to 1. Above that, there's a statement that's very important. It says, when factoring, always look for a greatest common factor first. All right, you've done this before in Algebra 1, so this should be reviewed. So if I look at number 5, x squared plus 14x plus 45, you notice that's a trinomial because there's 3 terms. The number at the beginning is called the leading coefficient, and the leading coefficient on 5 through 10 is all 1. So you will factor like I'm fixing to show you. All right, what I do is draw an X over to the side. I write my last number, that's called my C term. I write that on the bottom of that X. The middle term is called your B term. I write it on top. And I'm looking for factors that multiply to 45. And add to 14. So if I think about the factors of 45, 1 and 45, that won't give me 14. 5 and 9 will. So I'll put them there. Then I can go straight to my answer. Remember, you're factoring, so you're coming up with a multiplication problem to give you the answer. So I look at that first term and it's x squared, so that's x and x. Then I take my factors from the x puzzle, which is 5 and 9. So x plus 5, x plus 9 is my final answer. Number 6, w squared minus 15x plus 26. I put the last term on the bottom, middle term on the top. I'm looking for factors of 26, which add to negative 15. So if you think about that, that's 1 and 26. That won't give me negative 15. 2 and 13 would give me positive 15 if I added, positive 26 if I multiplied. But if I make them both negative, then I could get the negative 15 when I add and the positive 26 when I multiply. So the final answer is, I have a w squared this time, so that would be w minus 2, w minus 13. Number 7, draw my x, last number on top. That's my C term, my B term, C term is on the bottom, the B term 2 is on top. I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 48, adds to 2, which is 8 and negative 6. I'll go write my answer. I have c squared, so I start out with c plus 8, c minus 6. Number 8, my c term is negative 72. My b term is an understood negative 1. So I'm looking for what multiplies to negative 72, adds to negative 1, which is negative 9 and 8. So it's n minus 9, n plus 8. Now, if you took these and multiplied these answers out, you should get what you started with. So if you were taking a test or something, you should know if you had them correct. Number 9, I want to know what multiplies to 36, adds to 12, which is 6 and 6. So that's a plus 6, or I could write it as a plus 6 squared. Number 10, I'm looking for what multiplies to 1, adds to negative 2. That would be negative 1 and negative 1. That's n minus 1, n minus 1, which can be written as n minus 1 squared. Number 11, I have a greatest common factor of 2. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to divide each term by 2. So that'll be k squared minus 8k minus 20. And I'm going to bring that 2 down. I'm going to go over here to the side. I have to factor what's in the parentheses, just like what we just did. So thinking back on problems that we just completed, 5 through 10, I'm going to do the same process. So I want to know what multiplies to negative 20, adds to negative 8, which is negative 10 and 2. So I have to have that 2 now. It's part of the answer because that was my common factor. So it's 2, k minus 10, k plus 2. Number 12, I have a common factor of 5. So I'm going to divide all those terms by 5. So that'll be z squared minus 5z plus 6. Then I can factor with the x. 6 on the bottom, negative 5 on the top. The factors that multiply to 6 add to negative 5, or negative 3 and negative 2. Bring down the 5 as part of the answer. So that's z minus 3, z minus 2.